What makes a successful pilot? What traits do we see that trend between the people that are successful in these roles or makes a difference on if you can be successful or not? Hey everyone, this is Liz Brassaw from Flight. I'm the Chief Flight Instructor here, and today we're going to talk about the 5 traits to become a successful pilot. With my own experience, this is really what I'm going to be drawing from today. I have worked with multiple students myself to train them through multiple check rides to become a pilot. I've also supervised instructors that are working with lots and lots of students to get them through check rides. And I've been an employer of pilots, right, that have worked as flight instructors or in other capacities or roles. And so it's putting that all together to think, so let's start with number 1. I think the first one is humility. Are you willing to learn? Or do you already know it all and nobody's going to be able to teach you, right? I already have sufficient skill or knowledge and I'm not open to new learning experiences, new knowledge, or that somebody else might know more than myself. So that humility, I think, really leads to being a successful pilot, because here's the thing. There's so many airplanes you could fly in your life as a pilot, whether that's for personal or for hire. And so I think that willingness to learn, or knowing that you're not the one who knows it all, nobody knows it all about aviation, will really help build you on a successful path, because there's always more to learn. So the second trait I would say leads towards successful pilots is dedication or determination. So in the student world, right, this looks like somebody who's taking hold of their own training and they're determined to finish it. They're not going to give up on this lifelong goal that they've had or on the next milestone that they're trying to achieve in their training path. It's still a valuable skill after the training world as well. When you're already a licensed pilot, right, and you're trying to still be on this I'm going to be a successful pilot journey, maybe again professionally or personally, if you've got dedication or determination as one of your character traits, then it means you're not going to stop working to accomplish your next goals, right? Is it that I've flown this mission? Is it that I acquire this next job or this next type rating? So pilots that have this dedication or determination trait tend to be a little bit more successful than those that don't. The next trait that leads towards being a successful pilot, I think, is having initiative or taking initiative. As a pilot, I'm the one piloting this airplane. So if I'm unsure, some instructions air traffic control gave me, that I can take the initiative to answer this question or navigate this scenario. Perhaps there's some abnormal indication in my airplane, right? That if I'm less passive, I take initiative to solve my own problems, answer my own questions, right? That I can get through this scenario and have more successful outcomes, whether that is with emergency response, whether that's determining to divert or troubleshooting an issue. I also see that initiative makes a really big difference in the skill level of pilots, right? If they are taking initiative to manage their own studies or to learn more about the aircraft, even if it's not required by their training manager or their flight instructor or their employer, that again, this person will be a more successful pilot because they didn't need prompting from someone else. So initiative can make a big difference on if you're a successful pilot or not, I think. The fourth trait that I think is important to become a successful pilot, or that you see as a trend in successful pilots, if I was trying to identify what do they all have in common, would be good reasoning skills, or you could call it common sense. There are infinite scenarios that I can make that a pilot could experience in flight, whether that's issues that could occur with an airplane, whether that's a combination of weather factors plus external pressures from passengers, or again with the aircraft, or other things that could occur. It's just you only have control over so much in the flight missions you take, and the pilot's going to have to be able to problem solve or reason through what comes that was unexpected. And so having good reasoning skills or problem solving skills, common sense as you move through things. A lot of times as pilots, or at least as flight instructors, we call it higher order thinking skills. It's really important. And that definitely leads to being a more successful pilot, because nobody could train you for every scenario you'll face in your flying time. Again, I want to call it a career, but whether that's private or that's professional, there's just absolutely going to be times where you have to think on your feet. And so having a skill for that or a knack for it is definitely going to lead towards being a more successful pilot. The fifth trait that we'll cover is confidence. That definitely makes a difference in being a successful pilot. There are some people that have great skill, but if they don't believe they do, or they don't have any personal self-esteem or confidence in what they can accomplish, they're not going to be a successful pilot. You think about what a pilot does, right? They take a man-made aircraft into the sky, they fly it through unknown conditions. Not that we don't check what we can, but there's no way you could have known everything you're gonna face on that flight or everything that would be present on the distance you would cover, and take it to a new place with other people on board. You've got to have confidence in the skills that you have and in your ability to accomplish those missions to be successful. So a pilot that has confidence, you don't have to be arrogant, but you need to be confident, will definitely turn out to be more successful than a pilot without. In summary, those are 5 traits I think are really important for becoming a successful pilot. And I would say that you find in common between successful pilots that already exist, whether that's on a professional track or a personal track. Just being a successful pilot, there's a lot of commonalities in the traits we just listed between those individuals. So that about wraps up today's video on 5 traits of successful pilots. If you think we missed one on the list, leave us a comment. Tell us what you think it is. What's necessary to become a successful pilot? And don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos.